Welcome to the Tesla Fremont factory. Today we are going to be checking out the all-new, refreshed Model Y. Of course, there's some Cybertrucks here. You can't have a Tesla factory without Cybertrucks, but that's not why we're here today. I'm excited to be able to take this on a test drive. We're going to drive it down the street, check it out, see how it improves from an NVH perspective, from a handling perspective, and just check out the overall changes they've made on this refresh. This will be the first time I've gotten to see it up close and the first time I'm getting to drive it. They're starting to do some demo drives in different areas of the country, and so I signed up for it as soon as I could. Stay tuned and let's check it out together. Don't forget, if you find yourself in the market for a new Tesla, you can check out my referral link in the description, and that will give you discounts for a Tesla of your own. You can go to any kind of showroom and they will have lots of demo drives available. You can see all the different vehicles here in Fremont. Everything you could possibly want to drive is here. So if you want to do a drive of your own, schedule it, check it out, and when you go to purchase, use my referral link for discounts. Welcome to Bo Family EV. I hope you'll like and subscribe. It would mean a lot to me. Let's go. Okay, so you join me inside the refresh Model Y. It's got the accent lighting. It looks amazing. It's got the normal screen that you see here with the vehicle. One of the things that Tesla is great about is that when I hit the brake, it's going to automatically put me into drive. So that's pretty cool. And you can see we're ready to go. I don't even have to shift the gears. So let's get started with the drive and see how it goes. I love how it shows when somebody is walking down here on the screen. That's just one of those awesome features of all the different cameras, and also part of FSD. So let's head out. Here you can see another refresh Model Y coming through here at the factory. You can definitely hear the motor whine, which is something that some people really enjoy, and it's something that with the Lightning you don't really hear as much of. The Lightning has a really quiet cabin, but one of the things about the motors are that because I think the motors are so far away from where you sit, being all the way back near the bed and then up near the frunk, you really don't hear the whine of the motors in the Lightning very much at all. So that's one of those features that makes the cabin even more quiet than it already is. So far, the cabin seems quiet inside the Y here. The suspension is noticeably smoother, which is really cool. That's one of the things about the Y. It was a bit of a more sporty feel, I guess, to the driving dynamic. This one, you can already tell going over the speed bumps, is much more refined and really well put together. I enjoy that the suspension is noticeably softer. Not as soft as the Lightning, which tends to kind of waft a bit down the road. But certainly more comfortable already than the outgoing Model Y. So great job by Tesla on that. I'm excited to feel it on the freeway and get it down the road a bit. I really love about the Tesla screens how you can see that it's picking up the trucks coming in there into the navigation, or not navigation, but the screen. I think that's incredible that it shows and differentiates people and vehicles and trucks. I think that's really remarkable. And there's the cool little ding that tells us it's got a green light. Another feature I just love about Tesla. As we come up to the red light, I did notice that as I used the brake pedal, which I normally wouldn't do, I would just let the regen do it, but I wanted to experience it because the brake pedal is brake by wire. And so I really wanted to see how that felt. It's definitely a shorter throw. So when you go to press the brake, it doesn't travel nearly as much as you're used to. It's not hard to get used to it at all. It still feels fine, but it's a noticeably shorter depth that you're going to press the brake to get it to operate. Of course, one of the great things about these little cars that's different from my Lightning is the U-turn on it. I love that I can just whip this thing right around and do a U-turn with no problems at all. That's just really fantastic. While we're here kind of in an empty stretch, I want to punch it a little bit and let's see how it goes. 1, 2, and 3. Oh my God, this thing's got punch to it. It definitely accelerates quick as hell. Oh my God, that is amazing. That launch edition certainly has the right badging. It launches like a madman. That dual motor torque is just fantastic. Obviously, all EVs have that torque, but that was something special, guys. All right, from the driver's position, you can see that it looks pretty standard, like what you're used to for a Tesla. Down here, you've got your button to open the door. Of course, you've got your different window controls. And one of the things that people sometimes don't realize is here is this emergency manual release for the door. So let's go and check out the rest of the car. On the screen here, we're gonna go ahead and open the front so that that's ready to go. I wish it really did open up that way. As you can see though, it doesn't. But let's take a look at the front anyway. So as we do a walk around of the updated Model Y refresh, you can see that lighting signature on the front. Looks really amazing. It's got that kind of robo-taxi Cybertruck look to it. You've got the light bar there across the front fascia, but where the headlights are is actually down here. You can see right below it. And then as we go to the front, there's also, for the first time, a front-facing camera on the Model Y, similar to what they did for the Cybertruck. As we open up the front here, let's take a look inside. This is something that I love about the Teslas, is that they make use of this frunk space. I'm obviously spoiled by the Lightning, which has got a huge frunk, and I really wish they would add power to these frunks for Tesla. That is the one thing that I think is missing on these, but the space is great. There's a lot of these EVs, like the BMW and a bunch of others, that just don't use the frunk space at all, or make it so small that it's not really that useful or practical. So great job, Tesla, on this. One other thing I'll point out is they've moved where you refill the windshield wiper fluid, which is fantastic. It used to be way up here and hard to reach, so it's now in an improved spot, and it's a bigger reservoir, so that's another great feature to the Model Y refresh. One other change you'll notice, there is no Tesla logo on the hood. That's the first time that we have seen that before. As we come across the side profile of it, it really doesn't look all that different from the Model Y that you're used to. So in this aspect, it's going to look very traditional and very much what you've seen before. But as we switch around here to the back of the vehicle, this is where you're going to notice a pretty big difference. Here on the back of the updated Model Y, you've got that launch series badging that you have, which is really cool. It also spells out Tesla right across the back, and it lights up at night, which looks really cool. To open up the back tailgate area, right under where it says S, there's just a button. That's going to open it up to a huge expanse of area, which is really something Tesla, again, does well. Very practical if you're a family and you need to be able to get in here. This has tons of space to be able to do whatever it is you need to do to get your groceries and everything in here. And if you need more space, there's the sub frunk, which again, people don't realize how big and deep this is. This is a huge sub frunk, lots of space. I mean, you can get all of your groceries down here and not even use the top. If you're going to Costco, you can put all of your fruits and vegetables and meats and everything down here in this area, and then use your bulky items up here. If you need even more room, this has something that no Model Y has had before. Here, you can actually drop down these seats, which is really cool and a great feature. And you can see, as we go down here, how much room that opens up. It'll bring it up, it'll push it back down, and look at the amount of room that that gives you if you're out shopping or just want to even do some car camping. That's fantastic. To bring it back up again, we just press the button and up it goes. And these are some of the fastest moving electric seat adjustments they have in the business. Usually these take a long time to move up and down, but these are very quick, which is again, one of those things that you got to credit the Tesla engineers for. Let's look at the back seat. As we go back here, you can see that there is a touch screen in the back. And from here, you can adjust your climate control. But one of the other things you can do back here, if we power this on, is you can also, you can see there, move your fans and your climate adjustment. That's pretty normal. But one of the things I really love here is that you've got the folding seat button. And so you can just press this and the seat comes down and the front seat moves up, and then the front seat's going to move back into position again. That's really special. That's something I've seen in the Chinese market before, but I've never seen this in one of the American cars. Great job, Tesla, with that. Now to fold it back again, we just go inside Press the unfold. And look at it come right back into place. And again, look at that front seat move out of the way and then back into position. Fantastic. Now, I'm a pretty beefy, hefty guy, little fluffy fella, I like to say, and I have plenty of room back here in the Model Y. Lots of leg room, no problem at all. This glass has also been treated so that it reflects a lot of the UV light. And then over here on the door cards, all of this is soft touch material. Feels really nice, and I love that. It's not a cheap plastic, and that really makes the feel back here refined. The last thing I'll mention is these seats. They don't just fold, they also recline. Let's check that out. If I press up, it moves the back seat forward, and if I press back, it reclines it back. I'll try to show you on this one next to me here, so you can take a look. You can see the seat pushing forward, and you can see it reclining back. And that is a really cool feature if you're a backseat passenger. A great feature for road trips that parents are going to love is that we can be listening to something on the main screen while the kids are watching Netflix or YouTube or something on the screen below, and the sound will go straight to their headphones, which is fantastic. So to wrap up this road test, the last thing I want to do, and you almost have to do, right, is try out FSD. So we're going to press here on navigation. We're going to return back to the Fremont factory. It's going to show us the route. And then we're just going to press this button here to enable FSD. And we are on our way. Now, this is just a short trip, so it's not really a difficult test for FSD. But let's check it out together and let's see how it does. It's turning on the blinker to turn left, slowing down here at the end of the driveway for the business park. I kind of love that it didn't come to a complete stop, because most humans would not come to a complete stop either. Now it's got the right turn signal on, and we're coming up on the intersection for Fremont Boulevard. Probably turned the blinker on a little bit sooner than I would have, but now we're going to turn here into the intersection. Nothing on the left, nothing on the right. It's pretty clear. It's not a very challenging test for it, certainly on a Saturday, but nonetheless, it is still cool to see it driving on its own as it's basically taking itself home to the factory. Got a motorcycle coming up here on the left. Again, I love that it shows that visualization on the screen. That is super cool that Tesla does that. There's another car coming, you can see here on the left, oncoming traffic. And again, it picks it up so well, and it picks it up from a good distance. I mean, a good 100 yards away, no problem. It's picking up those on the cameras. I'd love to see one of these lights turn red, but I don't know that it's going to. It's just too slow a day here on a Saturday morning. But we're coming up here to this intersection with street lights, and I think what it's going to do here is it's going to show us even the green lights, and it sure does. Right there, you can see the green lights on the screen. We're going to continue on towards the factory. The acceleration isn't anything crazy, like it's not jolting or anything. Sometimes with my Lightning, when I'm on the cruise control, when I'm using the adaptive cruise control, I should say, sometimes it will brake and accelerate a bit abruptly. It's not a very smooth and natural feel. It's kind of overreacting to the vehicles in front of it. Again, love that sensor. I just can't get over how cool that is. And so there's none of that with this. FSD is, to my mind, driving completely natural, completely smooth. Again, I know this isn't a huge challenge for it. Oh, we got a cool FedEx electric vehicle van right here. I'll show you guys that. Shout out FedEx. Here we have a red light, so finally, hopefully it stays red and it will slow down. It is starting to slow down for the car in front of us either way. And again, a very smooth deceleration. You see the cameras come on here and it switched lanes on its own. Man, that is a fantastic job by FSD. That's exactly the type of thing I might have done. Now, I'm curious here because this lane in front of us ends. So I'm curious what it does here, because now I've got a car to my left, and then in front of us, we've got a lane that's going to end. Light turns green. It's going to accelerate. Man, great job by FSD. I mean, absolutely perfect. It's got the left turn signal on to merge back into traffic. And here's another red light where it's coming to a complete stop. Now again, we've got another situation where it's going to need to go left because this lane ends and it actually goes to a freeway on-ramp. Now in this case, it does different than it did the first time. It's letting the car get in front of us, and now it's going to get behind it. So the first time it accelerated in front of the vehicle, and this time it saw that that vehicle next to us was accelerating so it went behind it. Very smart decision. Again, you can see the cameras here popping on, and that's something that's cool here too that they've added on the steering wheel. For those that don't know, it has a turn signal stock, which did not used to be the case in the old Model Y. And with that, they've added a camera button here. So when we park, I'll show you that camera button. The cameras show up all the way around the car, and you can just press that quick access camera button. But I love that these cameras are here for the turn signals. That's another thing that I wish the Lightning had, was that ability to show the cameras. And I know that, shout out Martin Meek, he showed that there's a way in tow mode where you can get those cameras to show up, so I know it's possible. They just need the software update to do it. So here we've got a speed bump. It's slowing down again very naturally for the speed bump. Love that. Here's another one right here. Great job just accelerating or decelerating into the speed bump. Can't say enough about FSD. I got to tell you, this thing feels ready for prime time. Again, I know this is a very easy task for it. We're not going far, and there's not traffic or complexities or roundabouts. I wish I had more time with it and I could take it into more of a challenging excursion. But nonetheless, at a very basic level, it's very reassuring. It's very confident in the way that it's driving. So we're pulling up here into the factory again. They got a little bit of construction. You can see all of those vehicles here on the side of the display. And we are gonna pull in, park it, and that will be a wrap. So thank you guys for coming along. If you like this type of EV content, don't forget to like and subscribe, and join me for my other adventures. And we appreciate you guys coming along. Leave a comment, drop a like. It really helps the engagement. That's one of the biggest things for a channel, is that it needs engagement for it to circulate. So if you've enjoyed this, drop a comment, just say enjoyed it. Here you can see it came to a complete stop. It's now turning back into the demo drive area. Spaced itself out very well. Here we are back at the Fremont factory. You can see my Lightning parked right here. Shout out Ford Lightning. And that's it, guys. We're gonna get out of the truck. That's funny. I'm used to being in a truck. We're gonna get out of the car and wrap this up. Let's actually see if it parks. This will be interesting as it comes up. Let's see what it identifies as a parking space, or if it tries to charge it. It's here you go. It is pulling itself and backing up. Man, it's gonna back itself right up into a charge spot. I was not anticipating that. You absolutely have to love that. Oh, that is just remarkable. I know I'm easily impressed, guys, because this is something that I have not experienced before. So shout out Tesla engineers. We are now ready to supercharge. Awesome job. Oh, here's that camera button, by the way. Press that button, cameras come up. And then right back again. Spectacular. Love it. Hope you enjoyed it as well, guys. So guys, as we wrap up here at the Tesla factory, I'll leave you with my final thoughts. I was really impressed. I cannot tell you just how well that FSD drove. Again, with the caveat being that it wasn't a very challenging day for driving, but I can absolutely see a day where my kids may never drive. I can absolutely see a day where, as my mom gets older and isn't able to drive, that we get her a Tesla and it takes her wherever she needs to go. That type of independence is really fantastic. As I get older, I'm sure we'll end up in a car that drives itself. Now, I love driving. I love the experience of it, but it was really reassuring to feel the FSD. It's only going to get better, so I think that's just fantastic that Tesla is doing this. The other automakers have a long way to go with it. I know in China they've done a great job, so there's going to be a lot of this in our future. But if you have a chance to test drive one of these, I think you're going to be impressed. It was quiet and refined and smooth compared to the old Model Y. It is still not nearly as soft a ride or quiet a ride as my Lightning. I still put that right at the top, above Lucid, any Tesla, certainly above Rivian. There's a number of reasons for that, but it's a absolutely fantastic driving experience in the Lightning, and that's still my favorite EV to drive. But there is no denying that this refresh Model Y is something special, and you got to experience it. If you're in the market for a Model Y, it's a real challenge. Do you go for the deal and the bargain of the outgoing Model Y, or for just the improved NVH, the handling, the softness of the ride? And again, that FSD, you really got to subscribe to that. I think buying it outright doesn't make a lot of sense, especially if you're going to transfer vehicles at some point. I would definitely say subscribe to FSD when you need it. But again, I think it's going to be a commoditized feature, something like cruise control. It'll eventually be reducing in price, if not free, as the years ahead come. And so that's one of those things that I'm looking forward to seeing, how as it commoditizes, that price comes down as the technology gets more common and improves. So that's it from the Tesla factory. Thank you guys for coming along for the adventure. Again, don't forget to like and subscribe if you like this kind of content. If you don't like and subscribe, just comment down below, and that helps the algorithm as well. But we will see you on the next one.